Yeah. I know anybody who watching on Facebook, YouTube, on the My Church channel, you are tripping right now. You're tripping right now. You like, why does he have hair? Is that hair? Go to that 2-shot, Tristan. Go to that 2-shot. Let me show them. Let me show you. Let me show you jokers. This is not a game. This is not a game. Let me tell you what I did that was so messed up this morning. I went into the grocery store right next door and didn't even mention my hair. I just walked around and I messed them up. I'm gonna go back in there later on because I know they was messed up. It's like somebody comes in the room, comes in the store. You can't really say anything. You can't really address the fact that they don't have hair, or because it's a professional setting, they're a customer. And you dare not offend the customer. You dare not ask a black person anything about their hair. You don't, unless you, because it's very touchy when you start asking people about their hair. So I know they all went to buzzing and talking when I walked out there, because I'm walking there everyday bald head. Going there everyday bald head, get me a little snack or get me some water or a Celsius or something like that. Bald head, straight bald heads. I know they was like, is that my man from the studio? Is that my man? Does he have hair? And I know they probably did a little huddle. Wait a minute. He's bald headed, right? Oh, that was funny to me. I didn't say nothing. I'm talking about I got my stuff, got in the line, paid for it, didn't say nothing. Foul. That was terrible. I want to say this up top before we get into the show topic. And I'll tell you why I'm wearing this hair today. I'll tell you why, even whether you were on the show or watching the show on Tuesday, or not. I'll tell you why I'm wearing the hair a little bit later. But one thing that allows me to be very comfortable in my skin is my upbringing. And I have to give a lot of credit on this Akintunde show, Thursday, Mother's Day show. I have to really give a lot of credit to my mom. My mom really helped us to be individuals, meaning she helped us with our self-esteem. She helped my brother and I to feel comfortable being different. We were raised as Muslims when we were coming up. And, I'm not a Muslim anymore. I left the Muslim faith when I was about 17 years old. But the thing about being a Muslim that blessed me was that I was always different from the other kids in my class, in my neighborhood. We had different holidays. We didn't celebrate holidays. There's one Muslim holiday, and it's not really considered a holiday. It's called Ramadan. And you celebrate at the end of Ramadan, you celebrate with the Eid, which is a big meal and celebration, and you exchange gifts. Some Muslims exchange gifts. We were Orthodox Muslims. We weren't Nation of Islam, but we were Orthodox Muslims. So that we were different. When everybody else had Christmas presents and everybody had new bikes or whatever, me and my brother, we would be right out there riding our regular old bikes with everybody else. We learned over time to be comfortable not having a new toy, a new bike, some new clothes, because we were different. That helped me out. That really helped me out to be an individual. My name was Akintunde. Everybody else's name was Craig or Mike or Ken or David or Sean or Rock or James or Pooch. My name Akintunde. That's a different name. My brother's name was Khalid Irfan. My sister's name was Bahaya Habiba. We were different. What that helped me to do is to become comfortable in my own skin. My mom also exposed us to a lot of cultural diversity when we were coming up. So she would take us to the museum on her own, not as a part of a field trip. She not as a part of some program or some city program. No, she would just take us to the museum and show us around. We would ride across town into other neighborhoods, largely white neighborhoods where the houses were different. And sometimes we would just ride the bus through, or sometimes we would get off and walk. She would expose us to different things other than where we live, which was in the beginning, Yamacraw Village, which is the projects, one of the projects downtown in Savannah, Georgia. She would take us to different movies. She would take us to what some of my friends would call them white people movies. Y'all go see them white people movies. We would go see Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, you know. And it may be seem normal or kind of like, oh, what's different about that? You don't understand how different that was for a black child or black people back in the 70s and 80s when Star Wars first came out. That was different. We went to see very specific movies, very specific certain type TV shows. That was different. So because of that helped me to be comfortable. So when I became an adult, I'm equally comfortable in my Akintunde kind of edgy dude who grew up partially in the projects, in the other part in an apartment complex. So I grew up in the projects for a big block of my childhood, and then the rest of it was in the apartment complex on the quote unquote south side of town, a better neighborhood. So I was comfortable being able. I done got beat up. I always say it's good for a young boy at some point along the way to get straight beat up, because once you get beat up a couple times, you ain't scared no more. You ain't scared. It takes the fear away. Once you done got your behind whipped, whether you win or lose, you know how to defend yourself. Even if you lose, you still not scared. That helped me out when I got to a certain stage in my life. But I also was comfortable with my nerd side. I'm a nerd in some ways. Me and my son Jaleel, we nerd out in certain things. My son Kwani and I, we nerd out about music. Me and Jaleel nerd out about movies and TV shows and some of the stuff that he knows a lot about that I know nothing about. But I'm interested in it because there's a nerd side of me, and I'm comfortable with that nerd side. So girls would be like, when I would go out with some girls, they'd be like, you different. You be talking about stuff, and you be like, you watch, even you listen to this day, some of the TV shows I watch, you be like, like, I don't want to watch this. Like, and then she'll watch it, and then she'll be in it, and so now she's learned to like trust my taste in film, taste in movies, taste in TV shows. She'll be like, it was good. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but it was good. It was different. Sometimes some brothers who not comfortable in their skin, they have a problem fitting in when they're different. They have a problem being comfortable not fitting in when they're different. When you're different, it can cause isolation. When you can't go everywhere, you don't do everything the same way, you don't talk the same way, you don't like the same things, it can cause isolation. And when you're a teenager, the number one thing you want to do in most cases is fit in. So I get it. I get some of the reasons why some of the brothers who may be a little bit different may be having some problems in relationships. So that's my little thought as we get into this topic today. Diary of a Mad Black Man. Why is this relevant? Because there's a remnant of men. Okay, ladies, don't get mad with me. Okay, sisters, don't get mad with me. There's a remnant of men who are just seen as not cool, or dare I say, cornball to some women, particularly young women. I want to stress that point about young women. Here's the thing, here's the reason why I say that. Let me tell you something. When you're 20, what you think is cool, sexy, or as a young lady is different than what you're going to think is cool in your 40s. When you're in your 20s and 30s, one thing is cool to you. When you get in your 40s, another thing is cool to you. Like I joke with you this all the time. I say I'll be out in public and these young girls be giving me some rhythm. They be looking or saying little cute little stuff or making little comments like, "Oh, I didn't know you was that old," or whatever. You know, trying to make a little comment. They'll make small talk or whatever. And I tell you this all the time. I say it's funny to me. I say because they don't understand. I understand what I represent to them. I represent stability. See, you can get confused. You can get off if you don't understand. You're an older guy, you're an older man, and young women start giving you some attention and they make compliments. And I'm not saying the compliments aren't genuine, but on the other side of it, you represent stability. To a woman who's 32 and maybe she's divorced or single and she got a couple kids and she see you in the store or she see you in the mall or she see you in some professional setting or whatever. She's like, you know what? You look like a nice man. Like he cut grass and pay bills. He's always nicely dressed. He look like he take care of his responsibilities. You represent stability. And when you get in your 40s, stability is attractive. Stability is sexy. So some of you brothers, just hold your mule. Hold on. Just a little while longer. In a little while, they're not going to care about you being a cornball. They don't care about you being a nerd. They don't care about you being corny. When you 47 and your wife is 47 and she done lived a certain, had some experiences in life and lived to different stages of life, she'd be right there with that Star Wars t-shirt on right next to you behind. Baby, what we doing? What we watching? I want to watch it too. When you're in your 20s and 30s, you're like, that's corny. Because she might think that 2 Chainz or Young this or Lil that or Homie this or all that's cute and sexy. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. The dude with the dreads and with the sagging pants or with the skinny jeans on, the tats on his face, all that stuff. That's sexy when you're in your 20s and 30s. But after them dudes, some of them dudes, not all of them, but after some of them dudes like that done ran you ragged, done broke your heart. Oh, when you get the 30s and 40s, the dude who you would never date in high school. Oh, you see that joke in the mall. You're like, you know what? I always thought you was cute. You know what? She tell her friend, girl, I always thought he was nice looking. No, she didn't. But you're cute now though. Wisdom, time, stages of life. You experience teaches you some things. You like, shoot, girl, please. Girl. He may not be the best talker at the dinner party, but girl, he consistent. He shows up. Girl, he make $182,000 a year. Shoot. Now I know Donna might chew me up on this. Some of y'all might chew me up in the comments. But what's attractive at one stage of life is not the same thing at other stages in life. So today we're going to play a video that Pastor Tuck sent Donna. Donna sent it to me, and I was like, oh, that's good. Donna and Pastor Tuck was like, we should talk about this on the show. I said, yeah, that's good. It's a clip of Iyanla Vanzant when she had her show on. And she had some brothers who were pouring their hearts out. They were sharing their thoughts, their feelings in ways that men oftentimes don't. A lot of times men, we don't know how to share our feelings. A lot of times men don't feel safe sharing our feelings. And a lot of times men have been hurt or they have been ridiculed when they share their feelings. And your feelings for a man is just like another part of his body. You protect it at all costs. Any man knows if you walk up to a man, a child, a woman, or another man, you walk up to a man and you mess around and do like you gonna knee him in his groin or kick him in his groin. He be like, hey, what's wrong with you? Hey, don't play like that. Hey, no, don't play like that. That's precious. That's precious area down there. You don't play with that. That's sensitive. And our feelings are the same way. And if a man don't feel comfortable sharing his feelings with you, yeah. When it's like you walk up and you want to talk or you want to share, or you like, hey, feel free. This is a safe space. You like, you done show me that's not. I dare not tell you that. So we're going to talk about today. Diary of a Mad Black Man. That's the topic today. That's the conversation we're going to have today. Hope y'all not mad with us after this combo. Let's see who's in the building. And I promise y'all, Facebook, YouTube, my church, I'm going to tell y'all why I got this afro on my head. Just a little bit. I'm going to tell y'all why. I know some of y'all like, here's Joker sitting up there with a head full of hair like it ain't nothing. Fallon. Good morning, Fallon. Good morning, Chanel. Good morning, Celeste. How you doing, sis? Hey, y'all, I got a chance to meet Celeste officially via Clubhouse the other day. Got a chance to hear her voice. I've been seeing her face and seeing her comments in the room for, weeks, over a year now. So, yeah. Rashandra, good morning, sis. How you doing? Yep. My brother Leon, how you doing, Leon? What's going on, sir? I see you, brother. Love that picture of you and your wife, man. Faux Lake, what's up, sis? How you doing? My man Paul. Met Paul, learned what Paul does. That was awesome. What's up, Paul? Keisha, how you doing? What's going on, sis? Agnes, love the head wrap, Agnes. How you doing? Good morning, sis. Coley, K-O-H-L-Y. Coley, what's going on, man? How you doing? David, what's going on, David? Strong picture, David. Powerful. Marion Motley, Rialto, California is in the house. How you doing, ma'am? Good to see you. Good to see my sister Marilyn Motley. Shaquilla, what's up, sis? Good morning. How you doing? What's going on with you? Good to see you, sis. Ashley Bailey. Got a chance to talk to Ashley Bailey the other day. Ashley Bailey gave me a new term that I've used a few times since Tuesday. Pentecostal. She said she is Pentecostal. I thought that was hilarious. Good Reverend Jason Earls is in the building this morning. Jason, trying to bring you up. Damon Cherry, what's going on, sir? Mother E, my mother-in-law, is in the building. Happy Mother's Day to you. Early Mother's Day. We also going to do some Mother's Day shout-outs, too. Listen, family, I need y'all to get ready for this conversation. Diary of a Mad Black Man. Why are some brothers mad? It's a lot of angry cats on YouTube. Let me tell you something. Some of y'all cats ain't got no excuse to be mad. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, too. Don't worry, ladies. They ain't going to just be sharing and telling y'all what y'all may or may not be doing or may not understand. But some of y'all brothers need to chill out, too. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's have this conversation. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and stop the music. Call your mama, call your daddy, call your auntie, call your uncle, call your cousin, call your friend, call your family member, call your neighbor, call your homeboy that's mad. Let that joker know we talking about it today. Diary of a Mad Black Man, that's the topic today. Pastor Tuck is in the building. Jason is in the building. Donna J is in the house. Y'all, let's have this talk. Hey, family, let's get it started. This is the Akintunde Show. Let's go.
Another track layer production, but no joke entertainment. Let's go.
Akintunde is gonna make you laugh real loud. So come on, scream it out. Akintunde is gonna make you laugh real loud. Akintunde. Daily I shall.
It's the Akintunde Show.
Say what?
Say what?
You heard what I said.
That's right, y'all.
The Akintunde Show.
Spell it.
Tunde.
Looking for promotional products and apparel? Look no further than P&B Promotionals. Place your brand and logo on just about anything with P&B Promotionals. Over 800,000 products. Caps, travel mugs, drawstring bags, water bottles, stadium cups, umbrellas, tote bags, and t-shirts. P&B Promotionals is a nationally certified advertising company. Log on to pbpromotionals.com and start your order now. pbpromotionals.com.
Imprinting the best for less.
At my church, we help people get better by teaching them how the word works. And we want to make sure there is no excuse not to get the word. It's our goal to make all of our ministries accessible on every smartphone, tablet, PC, and television connected to the internet. So whether you're a man who needs some wisdom, a woman who needs some encouragement, or a couple who needs guidance, the My Church channel has just what you need. Simply search for the My Church channel on Roku, Fire Stick, or Apple TV, or visit mychurchchannel.org. You can also download the My Church on the Go app from Apple or Google Play App Store. Constantly on the move? Check out the Word at My Church podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Or simply download the Word at My Church skill on your Alexa-enabled device. But whatever you do, make sure to stay connected. See you soon.
Stop walking in front of the prophet.
Oh, yeah.
Happy Thursday, family. Happy Thursday to everybody in the building. What it do, family? How y'all doing? I'm looking at some of the comments. See, y'all can't see me on Clubhouse. I'm looking at some of these comments. Pastor Stephanie said, Ak, you won the challenge. You have the head full of hair. Head full of hair. Yes. Michelle Hall says, so true. Big E said, yo. Oh. Big E said, if I see a young woman talking to a way older man, I just call the game warden. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Wow. Listen. We got a good show today. We're talking about a diary of a bad black man. And so I'm wearing the hair because it's Jason Earl's birthday. So I'm celebrating Jason Earl's birthday by wearing my Jason Earl's hair. I told Jason and his barber a few weeks ago. I said, man, don't make me create a Jason Earl's unit. Let me go that shot 2 again, Jaleel. Let me get that. Show him that side angle. I need them to understand this is not a game. This is straight Jason Earl. That's Jason Earl's right there. That's the Jason Earl. That's the tip fade, faded out in the back. That's the Jason Earls. This is the Jason Earls unit here. And Pastor Tuck then gave me a challenge the other day. He said, come in here Thursday with a head full of hair. I said, why not? Why not? So here it is. Let's get the show started, family. He is the pastor of My Church Lynchburg and the founder of the brand new My Church channel. He is the pastor of North Garland Baptist Church, and he is a hilarious award-winning, just won an award for his brand new TV show, his new series, his current series, Kids Beach Club, which is now available on Tubi. They just won an award this past week in Florida, down in Orlando. And she is the host of Elevate with Donna J and the producer of the Akintunde show, as well as co-host. Welcome them all. Hey, family. Welcome everybody to the show. Donna J, Jason Earls, Pastor Tuck. How y'all doing? Good morning, everybody. Yeah.
Morning.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning,
What's
family.
Up?
Woohoo!
Can I hear you?
Guys.
There we go. I can hear you now. Yeah. Look at everybody. Everybody in the building today. Hold on, let me make sure I can hear. There we go. Now I can hear Pastor Tuck.
Okay.
Yeah, now I can hear.
Jason Earls, y'all
Hey,
going
Jason.
to put me on the press release team because you're not telling nobody about the platforms you're on. I'm having to put the word on the street. You can find Kids Beach Club now on Tubi. Yeah, I'm out here sending the word out. I'm like, Jason don't tell me nothing. I have to go out and do the research and find it myself.
Yeah,
brother, I didn't know it was on Tubi.
See,
I know that's what I'm saying. Tell you people, y'all need to put me on staff.
You saw it on Tubi?
Yeah, it's on Tubi. I told Ak and your mom and them last night.
Look at you, worldwide. Don't even know it. Don't even know it. Look at, come on now, come on.
Say being humble.
Happy 48th birthday, 49th birthday. Jason Earl's 40. Oh, he's 50. He's 50 years old, y'all.
That's right. Keep adding. I take all that wisdom and experience.
Take all that the Lord gave.
We created put the birthday image up, Jaleel. Put the birthday image up. Yeah, happy birthday, Jason Earl. So y'all make sure, hold on, let me give some music.
Yo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Jason.
Hey, Mr. Cash App.
He's put the Cash App up. Tell him what it is, Jason. Put the Cash App up. Tell him what it is, Jason. Put the Cash App. Get the cash out.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Jason Earls. Now, Jaleel, go to the side-by-side shot of me and Jason. Go to that. All right. He said put the finger up. I want to show y'all. Yeah. So look at.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Y'all got to turn to the side. Turn to the side. Uh-oh. Turn to the side. Uh-oh.
Jason Earls.
There you go.
That's Jason Earls.
No, he look
Dude,
more
I'm
like
impressed.
Omar Epps in the wood.
Check the
The
Jason.
young Omar Epps in the wood.
Hold on. I told you, Jason. I told you, Bob, I was coming for him. I told him I was coming for him.
Yeah, you did. You
Right.
did.
I told him I was coming for him.
Look.
I told him.
If I ever go bald,
Told
brother, I know who to come to.
He'll bring you back
That
now.
look good. That looks really
Hey,
good.
I listen. I
What's
was
impressive is that thing look almost better than my real one.
listen. If y'all ever want to come back, now I can bring you back. I can bring you all the way back, all the
My
way
goodness.
back. But
Hey, the goal is though, everybody, go to him before it leaves all the way.
Yeah, because then won't nobody know it's gone.
yeah,
Right.
because what
So
I
you be like Steve Harvey. You be walking around for years. And everybody think you got a flat top.
Right.
And then one day you go straight Kojak, and they be like, "What was that?"
yeah,
Absolutely.
Steve worked that thing for years. But it was so wrong what I did to the ladies in the store because I went in Food Line. If y'all don't know, our studio is located in the center of the Food Line shopping center. It's not Food Line shopping center, but Food Line is the biggest store here.
Yes, it is.
And I walked in there. I didn't say nothing to them ladies. I walked right on in there. I brought my little snack and brought my drink and went through the line. The lady, I go through her line every morning. And she was looking down. She did not look me in my face at all. And I know she was like, "What in the heck is going on?"
What you should have done was send Tristan or Jaleel in the store behind you with their camera
I should've- I
to
should.
record
I
the
should've.
conversation that took place after you left.
I really should.
That would have been it right there.
Yeah.
Because you know they was talking about you when you left out the door.
I know they had a huddle. I know they had a full blown huddle. He was like, "Is that my man? Is that dude from next door? Yeah, that's him."
That would have been hilarious, boy.
Yep.
I should take this off a little bit later and go in there and say it and tell my twin brother was in. I say my twin brother came here and saw y'all this morning.
Dude, you know what's funny is now in the 80s and early 90s, women couldn't get a weave.
Yeah.
They had to ease on into it. Like,
Yeah.
Sinbad, like, if you're bald headed on Friday.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we lost Jason on camera. What happened? Jason go? Okay, all right. So something happened with Jason. I tell you what. Look, why we bringing Jason back? Hold on. Let me read some of these promos. Are you in need of a quality used vehicle? Well, consider my friends over at Woods Automotive Sales. Whether you're in the market for a new vehicle or a used vehicle, foreign or domestic, Woods Automotive can get you rolling. Give them a call at 803-401-5837. That's 803-401-5837. Or go by and see Lester at 802 Hazelwood Road, Columbia, South Carolina. That's 802 Hazelwood Road, Columbia, South Carolina. Woods Automotive Sales, guaranteed to ride with a smile. 803-401-5837, Woods Automotive Sales. And make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Akintunde Show. Yes.
And make sure you tell them Aqua's rocking the haircut of Omar Epps from the woods.
Hey, it's not a game, y'all. It's not a game. It's
If you
hands
tell
on
them
the game.
Frohawk Ock sent you, there's an extra 10%.
Say-
But if it's bald headed Ock, it's 5%.
He said Frohawk.
Yeah.
Hey, Pastor Tuck said Tuesday. He said y'all playing. I can come in here with a head full of hair on Thursday. So I told you I was going to do it because I was so sleepy last night. I didn't leave here till 12:30, and I said, you know what? Let me go and put this hair in. I told him I was going to do it.
I thought about this morning. I said, I wanted to remember the challenge. And when I pulled it up this morning, I was like, oh, he remembered.
Challenge. But Jason, what did your birthday, man? What did you do? How was that?
Dude, let me tell you, amazing birthday. I just kingdom built the entire day.
Okay.
I came down to the church And
I told you won't go take the day off.
Yeah,
I told you.
Yeah,
You said
that.
you
He
said
said that.
I told you you was not
did
going
some
to
work.
listen. I told
He
you.
said
and
that.
actually, I went home a little bit late because we have our drive-through prayer at our church.
Okay, nice.
So basically, we set up, like big signs. We on like a little corridor, and around from 5 to 6, we just stand out there with signs and just say, "Hey, come for drive-through prayer. We'll pray with you for a minute, whatever you're going through." So I
Nice.
stayed and did that.
Nice.
Went home, picked up my son, and then just ate dinner with my family, bro.
Praise God.
What a
And
great day.
yeah, so
Yeah.
my son's birthday is a day after mine.
Oh,
and then
okay.
You chase that up with Mother's Day. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm chilling.
Yeah. So do you always have like a muted birthday because your son's birthday follows up and Mother's Day is right behind it?
No, sometimes they try to do it big for me, but
Okay.
I really wanted it low key. I guess the older I'm getting, I'm like, y'all chill.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Yeah.
We got this.
Yeah.
It's, big deal. We got work to do. We
Yeah.
got the kingdom to build. So
That's right.
Truth of the matter is, though, the older you get, it's not so much about having some big party or people celebrating you. That's nice too. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of times it's just like, man, sometimes a good just being there with your family, just relaxing with you and your kids. That's a huge birthday right there. Just chilling and thanking
Bro,
God for life.
and I'm starting to fall asleep at like 10 o'clock.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah. So for all the texts and dude, I ate dinner with the family. I came home.
Yeah.
Ate dinner with the family. Sat down on the sofa and fell asleep on the sofa.
Praise God.
That
That's
was
awesome,
a great
bro.
day.
That's a good birthday.
Great day.
That's a good birthday.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
Annette Cooper's in the house. What's up, Sister Annette? She said good morning over on Facebook. Sister Mary Motley said, I switched over to see how your unit looks. She said, it's nice. Thank you, Sister Mary. Appreciate it. Damon Cherry is so ignorant. He said, you rocking the Florida Evans. Terrible Damon Cherry. Terrible. Annette Cooper talking about, do you know how to play spades yet? No, I don't.
No.
I don't.
No. I could answer that question for you, Annette. No.
See, again, Pastor Tuck. I told you, Pastor Tuck is Pentecostal. Pastor Tuck is Pentecostal.
No, I'm
Jason is
just honest.
Pentecostal.
I'm just honest. I'm an honest hoe, and all my hoes is honest.
What? We got a daily
They ain't loyal.
But
They ain't loyal though.
we need a rebuke button. You talking about I'm an honest hoe and all my hoes? What? Send your emails to all the My Church emails.
That's our favorite line from Harlem Nights, boy.
That's funny. Oh, that's funny. Oh yeah, that's
That is
crazy.
our favorite line from Harlem Nights.
My favorite lines is somebody, you gonna win the fight? He's like, you about to be I can't say it. That movie is
Shoot
chock
my
full.
pinky toe.
Shut your mouth and swallow it.
Oh, that movie's
That
classic.
my pinky toe. Go ahead, shoot it. Shoot it. That my pinky toe. Shoot it.
All right, dear.
Oh.
All right.
Here we go.
That was so funny.
Oh my
Hillary
God.
said, I don't want no problems. I'm an honest hoe, and all my hoes is honest.
Oh my God. In just a little while, y'all, we're gonna do some Mother's Day shout outs and make sure that we take this opportunity to celebrate our moms, whether they are here or whether they are with the Lord. And prayerfully watching us with wonderful satisfaction and approval. So yeah, we're gonna.
Can I
we're gonna do
ask a
this little
question?
bit. Yes, please, sir.
Ladies, all y'all ladies, when y'all go to church on Mother's Day, do y'all appreciate them giving y'all the one rose? Or y'all like, now I got to sit here with this flower the whole service?
They don't appreciate it, Jason. They don't appreciate it.
Are you asking as a
Yes,
pastor
they
now?
do.
You asking
Some
as a
people
pastor?
do.
Yeah.
Some women do. I'm gonna answer
I'm
that.
asking as a pastor now because I'm like,
I'ma
do
say
we
that.
really need to do that?
You know what, Jason? Because for some women, that might be the only flower they get the whole day.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Because sometimes
So do you
think
give it to
about
him during service though, or do you give it to him afterwards?
Whenever you
Give it
like.
to him after. Give it to him after.
Yeah.
Give it to him after.
Give it to them after. Then they don't have to hold it the whole time. They can take it home and put it in some water.
Interesting.
You got some of them sisters gonna get loose, boy, and that flower going all over the church.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. After.
You gonna have rose petals
Pass
all
them
over the
out
place
at-
because she go.
And then
Praise
someone will use the bottom of it for a switch.
That's what's going home. That's why they putting it in the jar to keep it live.
This is actually a good case study right here because Donna says she like it, but you want it after. Celeste King says I like the rose.
Yeah.
Kimberly Morgan said I'm not a mother, so I'm good. I really don't want it though. Okay, so she's saying she don't want the rose.
After
You know,
service.
we tried to. I tried to always like ask certain ladies, and try to find something that would be appropriate gift for all of them,
Right.
and try to give them something they could use beyond
Yeah.
Mother's Day.
Yeah. Yeah. Something that's tangible.
Right.
That'll stick with you.
I will find stuff like little taser flashlights.
Okay.
You know, something that a woman's gonna use throughout the year.
Ooh,
in they
taser
normal-
flashlight.
Pastor Tuck wants something that's gonna help a woman beat a joker down if they get.
That's what I was thinking.
I like for women to be
Silver
safe. I think about
bullets.
my wife and my
A
daughters,
bullet.
and I think about
A
stuff
whistle.
that. Yeah.
A whistle.
Here's some Mother's
Oh yeah, that
Day
was funny.
mace.
That was funny because
Mother's Day
my,
mace.
my daughter went to state her freshman year. I found this high price whistle that you could blow it and it would send it would send a signal to me if something was wrong, and you know what I'm saying, call the police, all that kind of stuff. They were like, yeah, she the one with the rape whistle.
That's I don't care. I know that somebody don't like that, but I'm laughing at that. That's funny.
Yeah.
Rape whistle?
She said they would jaw her all the time.
That's
they were like, yeah, she
funny.
the one with the rape whistle. I
That's
said, yeah, but
funny.
they ain't fooled you, did they?
Walking across campus by yourself in the dark? Get the all new rape whistle log on to my church right now and order your rape whistle now. Never be
I
afraid.
know one church they gave out instead of roses they gave out a broom or a mop.
Wow.
Wow.
What is it? I'm about to say, boy.
Don't say it, James. Don't say it, James. You know Florida.
Your choice, lady. You get this mop or this broom.
Don't say it, James. Don't say it.
Kimberly Morgan said, Pastor Tuck, I got that for my niece when she first went to college. All right. There it is.
Wow.
Yeah. Paul said, Kimberly, this is a real thing. Wow.
Pastor Tuck was the subject in the Earls household last night. We were talking about just the island shooting, which is the mall that we go to here in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if y'all heard about that.
Oh, yeah.
but it
Oh,
was a mass
very
shooting.
much so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So we're talking about it. Like, I think it's time for everybody to get a gun around here.
You know, for the first time in my life, Jason,
Uncle Tuck said that's what we need
I'll
to
let
do.
your boy. I'll let your boy.
for the first time in my life, I'm literally.
Got me a new one. Be here tomorrow.
Wow.
She's stocking up or something. I don't
Jesus.
know.
One quick thing about that. I was telling somebody earlier today. I said the power of marketing. I said a lot of that right wing, like hard right wing, anti-black, anti-Jewish, anti-anything other than white is so powerful that these jokers got a Hispanic dude. A Hispanic dude is walking around with some swastikas on himself, killing people on some white supremacy stuff. I said, now that.
Like, bro, you
That's
need
some
to go read a
foolishness.
book.
Yeah.
You need to sit down and read a book, player.
Like, are you serious, sir? Do you know who you are? What you look like,
No.
my friend?
No.
Yeah.
No. Do you even know who you represent, bro?
Yeah.
You need to read a book.
Yeah, oh my God. Let's shout out these moms. I'll go last. It's Mother's Day, y'all. Mother's Day come up this Sunday. And all of us will be doing our own thing, celebrating our moms, our wives. Whether you have daughters that are mothers, or we always be celebrating our own special way. So let's go around the table. Let's start at the bottom of the screen. Jason Earls, I know you got some significant Mother's Day shout outs. Go ahead with the Mother's Day shout out, Jason.
First of all, I'm gonna shout out the mother of the mothers, man. That's Karen Clay Earls, man. Shout out to you, mom.
Yeah.
You know what's she was in town last week, man, and we were able to hang together. And so many people said, "I see where you get your smile. I see where you get your personality." And the more I watch my mom, the more I watch you move, the more I watch you influence, empower, and just encourage people. A lot of times, women who are hurting, pastors' wives who are just in a difficult situation, and how you empower them. I'm honored that people get to say, "Man, you are an encourager like your mom." So, and I would say, yeah, I am, partially the dude that I am because of you. So I appreciate it. Shout out to you, Mama. You know I love you. Yeah, and shout out to my baby mama. Yep, my baby mama Terry Earls.
Yeah.
I love you. Thank you for holding it down for all my 6 kids.
666. Yes, 6.
6.
Whole bunch of little people out there. There it is. Pastor Tuck.
Don't stop, get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead with the Mother's Day shout out, sir.
Well, first, like I said, shout out to my dearly departed Mother Grace Ann Tucker.
Yes.
She left here in June of 21. Like I said, my mom was always there. Like I said, my mom kept me. She the only reason I'm still here, because as soon as I got old enough to run the street, she told me. She said, "You make a baby, it's not coming in here. If you go to jail, I can't come get you because my taxes ain't paid." And so that simple piece of advice kept me from having a baby out of wedlock, kept me from getting locked up.
Wow.
Because my mama was about 5'4", but she ain't play.
Wow.
I knew she was serious business. And like I said, love my mama. Like I said, my mother-in-law just passed in November of 22. Wealthia Bernice Swain. And so we give honor to her. Like I said, she was always there for my wife and raised a beautiful, wonderful, virtuous woman. And so I thank the Lord for her. But then as Jason said, I thank the Lord for the woman who made me a father. My wife, my bride of going on 26 years,
Yes,
Pastor
sir.
Stephanie Tucker.
Yes.
Like I said, she has raised two queens. And the jokers who win the lottery and get them, I'm telling them now, they don't win the lottery, but they're going to have to go through it to get it.
Yes, sir. There it is, y'all. There it is. Donna.
Yeah.
Donna J.
Yeah.
Go ahead with the Mother's Day shout out, Donna.
Okay, I got to shout out my mom. She left us last year, around about this time, May 5th last year. And so this is kind of like our first, the second Mother's Day, because it happened before Mother's Day last year. So it'd be like our second Mother's Day that she's not here. And but she, she's still here. Her energy, her spirit is still here, even though she's at Pinky's house, my sister Pinky, sitting on the mantle in a globe. In a globe. She's still there. And I guess she's like, when are y'all going to scatter my ashes? I'm tired of being in this globe. But she taught, for me, I just remember her just funny, her laughing, and one thing that she did, she always had a tissue in her sleeve because she knows she was going to be laughing so hard she was going to have to blow her nose. And we used to crack on her about that all the time. But I just remember her spirit, like she was fearless. She did everything. She was a activist. She just did everything for people. She loved kids. And I guess that's why we had such a great childhood growing up, because she loved kids. She let us do anything. Like we could roller skate in the house. We could do all kind of stuff.
Wow.
But she encouraged us to get out there and get in the world and just expose us to things that could help us to be better people and build our characters in life. And she was a God-fearing woman, right down to everything. She really had a great love for the Lord. So I have to shout out to my mom, my sister Pinky, my sister Janice, who is a fur baby. She has a fur baby who's actually missing right now. So
wow.
yeah, he went out. He's blind and deaf. He got outside, and she hasn't seen him in over a week. So it's
Wow.
so but fur babies, that's all people have sometimes.
Yeah.
So let me shout out to her and my cousin Lena and Pinky and my cousin Phyllis and just all the moms. We appreciate you so much. We appreciate you so much.
Amen. Praise God. Well, I mentioned her a little bit up top. I have to, of course, shout out my mother, my mama, Cheryl, and who an amazing, awesome mom. I give her a lot of credit for raising 2-3 children by herself. As the lead parent in the household. There was a community. We had help from our extended family, but she was carrying that full financial weight, that full family weight, that rearing. She raised us to be. She raised our men to be men, and her daughter to be a woman. And I appreciate it. I give her a lot of credit for who I am as a man. Because she would tell me, hey, listen, men do this, they don't do that. Men take care of their families, they take care of their wives, they respect and honor them. And there's some things I simply did not do coming up. Not because some of that stuff I didn't want to, because I didn't want to disappoint my mama. I didn't want to have to see her or shame her. And that's huge value. She helped me to be comfortable and confident about my dark skin. I was a little dark skinned kid. I think I was 2 shades darker than I am now when I was a kid. And people would tell me, "What's your black self?" Or girls would say, "You cute to be dark skinned." And my mama would always tell me, "Say you're a handsome young black man, or you're a pretty little black boy." She would always say that. And you think it's not working, but it really gives you some confidence because you feel like, well, if nobody in school thinks I'm attractive or handsome or whatever, my mama done told me enough, and I believe in what she said. So big huge shout out to my mother Cheryl. I don't know, she probably want me to say her last name. She real serious about identity theft, and of course I got a phenomenal wife who gave me 5 children. We started having kids young. And, I always say this right here. Whatever me and Nissa have been through, I never worried about her with my children. I always knew she got my kids back to this day. Even the stuff I wanted to take care of. She go hard for her children. I'm like, hey, you need to let them. And sometimes she'll heed, or sometimes I found out she done did it anyway. I'm like, oh my God. But that's her heart as a mother. She loves her children, and that's a blessing. Men who know it is a blessing when you have a wife that you can trust to be there, take care, provide, cover, protect your children, teach, rear, and grow them. That's a blessing while you off doing whatever you're doing, and that is a huge blessing. Her mother, my mother in love, blessed me with her. I'm sorry. Blessed me with her. And I always tell you, Nissa, I said, the reason why I married you, one, in part, because I saw your mama. I said, okay. I said, that's something, because your mama is a good indication of what your wife gonna look like. Your wife's mama is a good indication of what your wife gonna look like. So this is young, unsaved, superficial Ak. And I was like, oh, mama, cute, pretty lady. All right.
Lusting after that woman, mama. Stop it.
It wasn't lust. It was referencing.
There it
was
is.
referencing.
There it is.
And then, of course, special shout out to the other mothers in our family. My grandmother Mary, who's going on to be with the Lord, and my grandmother Loretta, who's going on to be with the Lord. And then, of course, still here, my Aunt Alethea, my Aunt Glenda, my Aunt Barbara, my Aunt Frida. And I have some amazing extended family as moms, and who were pivotal at different points as we grew up. Special shout out to my spiritual mother, Dr. Marsha Bailey, who preaches and teaches the word and blesses Eunice and I and our family. So,
Amen.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Just want to take a few moments to say a happy Mother's Day to all the moms, and we're gonna get into this show topic, but we had to do that before we got going. And a special Mother's Day to Donna.
Oh.
Hold on, stop the music. Donna J.
Oh.
Mama in the building.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mama on the screen. Mama in the room. And
Crooked letter.
Crooked letter. Yes.
she love her. Oh, she love her grandchildren.
Don't get her song.
I was
Get
gonna
her
say,
song.
yeah.
Oh, you know what? Why
I
not?
forgot to shout out to my own daughter who made me a mom.
Yeah,
Special shout out, Jenna. Thank you for the boys.
Yep.
Grandkids. Thank you, Jenna. I love you. Happy Mother's Day. You're amazing.
Awesome. Donna love her
Crooked letter.
grandchildren.
Yes.
She love herself some Jenna boy. Yep. So yeah, I had to shout out Donna, and there it is, y'all. Listen.
Hey, crooked letter.
I got to do some quick business here, but we about to get in this topic today. This topic today, Diary of a Mad Black Man. Diary of a Mad Black Man. Before we do that, I got another promo to read right here. Looking for promotional products and apparel? Look no further than P&B Promotionals. Place your brand and logo on just about anything with P&B Promotionals over 800,000 products. Hats, mugs, backpacks, bottles, cups, drinking glasses, lip balm, chewing gum, candy, and of course t-shirts. P&B Promotionals is a nationally certified advertising company. Log on to pbpromotionals.com and start your order now. pbpromotionals.com. Imprinting the best for less. P&B Promotionals. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Akintunde show. P&B Promotionals. Special shout out to Mr. Pell and Mr. Brenda. Their table is right behind me over there. They're here every month for First Sundays, and they have the same table. They always bring people with them. Sometimes 2, sometimes 4 more people. Always bring a wonderful crowd, and I sure appreciate their support, not just of the Akintunde show, not just of sponsoring the studio, but consistently buying tickets and coming out to First Sundays. You cannot in any way take that lightly. So again, special shout out to P&B Promotionals. Let's get into this topic, y'all. So again, I got this video from Pastor Tuck and Donna, and talking about this clip of a old Ian Van Zant show. So that clip is 6 years old. I didn't realize it that long ago. And man, the brothers was really like being honest and raw. I was like, oh, they really going there. Now, here's the whole thing. I hope Facebook doesn't shut this down. But if they do, I ain't worried about it. If they shut this, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, and if they pause it or shut it down or anyway limit the stream, go over to the My Church channel. They probably gonna.
If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you should be watching on the My Church channel anyway. That's what it's trying to tell you.
Some people at work, Pastor Tuck, so they got to watch on their computer or their phone. So, matter of fact,
and they
a lot
should
of
be watching on the My Church on the Go app.
Yep.
He ain't gonna let y'all off. So either way, you got options if something happens. And but definitely I thought this video was a lot of times, there's a lot of YouTube channels out here with guys, talking, what I call complaining or sharing, and sometimes I'm like, you doing that for views. Sometimes it's like, you doing that as an excuse to be whack. But sometimes it's like, I understand what them brothers talking about.
It's sincere.
It's sincere, and I think this was a clip of one just that. So I love the title, the topic, the heading, Diary of a Mad Black Man, because I think sometimes we discount that some brothers are really going through in regards to relationships. Some brothers have legitimately been hurt, and it's nothing that they did. They're not bad people. They're not monsters. They're not weak dudes. Just got with the wrong female. So anyway, let's play the video, and then we'll come back and get into this topic.
I always talk to black women, they don't want to talk to me. The minute I talk to a white woman, they get mad. You want to think you're mad? I'm mad too. There's a lot of anger inside of me. What about us? Black women talk about me, me, me. What about us black men? We go through stuff too. We're tired of hearing the same thing of, oh, we're independent women. We're independent this, we're independent that. I'm independent too. We have a lot in common. You have this imaginary wall around you. I don't know who damaged you. And me being a black man, I have to suffer for what somebody did to you? That has nothing to do with me. I'm not the enemy. I get that a lot from black women, that we're the enemy, we're liars, cheaters, we're dogs. Diary of a Mad Black Man. I have a journal I keep. And then when I show this side to women, they think it's a weakness. It's not a weakness, it's actually a strength. But then when I show this to you, to black women, you don't know how to receive it.
Yeah.
Because you're so used to being abused. It makes it hard for me to get to know this.
Black women look at me and say, I can tell you don't like us. I'm like, what? I don't like you? I love you, but I can't help it if I learn 20 instruments. I can't help it if I play flute, walk barefooted on the beach. And I'm from South Central. I was amazed that you.
All right. That the end of the clip?
Yep.
Okay. So there's an extended part of the clip that we didn't play. So the reason why we played that clip is I actually had the full clip. But if we play the full clip, it definitely will get flagged. But that, because of the format of that one and the music was under, we can play that one, and because that's a clip that was already on social. But what I appreciated in that clip was the honesty of the brothers. And I think that a lot of men sometimes feel like they're trying to find their footing today. And as much as I think sometimes, I don't think we definitely don't do it intentionally, but I definitely know that Jason, Pastor Tuck, myself, we've been married for a long time, and the game has changed. Donna reminds me of that. Other ladies remind me of that. Other brothers remind me of that. But just off the top, I'm gonna start with the men first, and then swing over to Donna. Matter of fact, let's go Jason, let's go Donna, then Pastor Tuck, because I want to get a mix of what your initial response was to that clip. Jason, go first.
First of all, like, no dude should ever refer to him journaling as a diary.
Say that.
Like, bro,
say that.
Don't you ever
Daily I shall.
Set yourself up to be clowned. Set yourself up to be clowned.
Refer to you writing your thoughts down as a diary. Like, that's flag number one.
Yeah, that's an alley-oop for clowning.
God.
Don't you say that you from South Central and in the same sentence say that you walk around barefooted playing the flute.
Saxophone, maybe.
See this,
bro.
He got 20 instruments to choose from. Why did he pick the flute? He said he played 20 instruments.
See
I'm like, man, I'm trying to rock with you. I'm trying to feel you, but when your voice is cracking and you talking about a diary, I'm just like, bro, like what's really going on here? Now I gotta try to discern a little bit more about what it is that you really want here, bro.
See, the vulnerable brother at the house. See, that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And then the ratchet female talking about, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
Yep.
Leon said Peter Pan.
Hashtag you mad, bro?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, yeah.
My God.
The sisters ain't the problem here. Just FYI.
Oh my God.
So what's your thoughts? So
Just,
you think the sisters are not the problem, Jason?
No, here's my thing. I understand a dude need to talk his feelings. I clearly get that. But it's just, for me as a man, it's just weird seeing a dude let his feelings out like that. Dude, I'm like,
so
stop, bro. Stop it. Like, come here, boy. Come here. I know you feel like that, but don't you? Like,
Cut the commercial.
It's a no for me.
No.
It's a dude.
Donna,
Go to the
ahead,
man
Donna.
cave.
Go ahead.
On my church app. Have those conversations there, man. But don't you,
Donna, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts, Donna?
Stop it, I say.
I really
say it with your chest, bro.
For me, no. See, y'all clowning him, but he was telling
yes,
the real
I am.
thing.
You doggone right,
I know you are.
Because my sons don't need to think that that's okay.
But why is it not okay? Why is it not okay? This is the way that this man feels. He's just saying how he feels. He's different. There's nothing wrong with being different. So what is wrong with him?
That's why so many
being
soft dudes out here right now. Because all you saying, go ahead, keep talking.
Okay, yes. Because I'm saying, I mean, I respect the fact that he was able to just say how he felt, period. Now, this was an opportunity for him to get it out on the table. Look, don't blame me for somebody, you know, I'm going back to the first brother who is saying, don't blame me for other men that you have met. I met a guy that's a real man that told me the same thing. If you coming into this relationship, don't put other guys, and he used the N-word, don't put their stuff on me because I'm not them. And I'm not going to treat you like them, and I'm not them. Okay, so that was that dude.
Right.
But the other guy you're talking about, he writes a journal and he, you know, plays it. You know, he you know, he's out. Yeah, he has a diary. You know, I like the fact that he's writing his feelings down. You know,
you got a ponytail.
I don't care what.
You
Yeah,
got
this little key joint he keep on his mattress.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Some women would say it's okay. It's all right. So I'm glad he's saying his feelings.
Don't get me wrong.
Y'all
I'm like,
funny
yo,
as comments.
we gonna
just
have
don't call
feelings
it that.
that
Just
you
don't
talk
call
about,
it
but
that.
There, it ain't what you say, it's how you say it.
Okay.
All right, so okay, so I'm coming past Tuck quick. Brother Corey has a question. He said he didn't say it through abuse, physical, verbal, alcohol, drugs, and sex. He said, how else should he express his point? I'm gonna pose that question to Pastor Tuck.
I like that, Corey. Thank you.
Kick it over to Pastor Tuck.
Well, before we get started, I got one thing to say. Hold on. Hold on.
Jesus.
Hey, woman. Listen here. Since your man ain't got no heart, maybe you like to see a real man. I bet you stay up late every night dreaming you had a real man, don't you?
Clubber Lang.
Bring your pretty little self over to my apartment tonight, and I'll show you a real man.
Some people don't even know.
Everybody can't be that dude, man. That dude there.
Exactly.
That is gangsta on stage. You know what it is to tell another man, hey woman.
Hey, look.
First of all, you can't tell my woman, hey woman. What you said?
Hey.
Man,
you gotta understand who you talking to, right?
Hold on, play that one more time. Play that one more time. Play that one more time, please, for me. I'm sorry.
Hey, woman. Listen here. Since your man ain't got no heart, maybe you like to see a real man. I bet you stay up late every night dreaming you had a real man, don't you? I tell you what, bring your pretty little self over to my apartment tonight, and I'll show you a real man.
Mr. T, Clubber Lane, Rocky
Clubber
3,
Lane.
black turtleneck, peanut butter leather jacket. Yeah. That was,
You gotta understand. That was
Peanut
Pastor
butter.
Tuck walking around Virginia State's campus freshman year. You gotta understand. That was me. You have to understand. That's who you talking to right now.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
my God.
I have to give you the context when you're asking me this question. Okay.
Go ahead, Pastor. Oh my
All
God.
right, here we go.
And no, I've seen these guys before. I can't relate to them, as Jason say, because I don't keep a diary. But I have seen these guys before. And as I was talking to Don about this earlier, I said I've had this conversation with several people because, like the first guy he was talking about, you know, when he dates a white woman, he said then he starts to hear, you know, all of this pushback, and that's a lot. I think where this conversation was coming from, because these women are mad that, you know, the guys are going, you know, to other ethnicities instead of them, and they're saying like we don't have a right to, or we don't have a reason to, and a lot of it is because what I was explaining to her. I said, if you listen to a lot of the African American women, they want a guy with some edge to them. Like Jason said, they don't have a problem with you having feelings, but you better package them Jones properly. You better put them in a leather sleeve. You know, I mean, do not put them in a silk purse, because that's not going to work for them. And so it's no problem with you being sensitive, but like I said, you better at least package that thing in some kind of manly packaging. You don't have a problem with a musician, but like you said, you play 20 instruments. Why you playing the flute and walking barefoot, man? Put you some shoes on and play the saxophone. You play 20 instruments, and it's that thing that they have a problem with, because we keep talking about, I need her to respect me. A woman wants to be protected, and she like, if you walking around here and it looks like when somebody comes to the house, you gonna get behind me. I can't get with that.
Yeah, but that's not what he said, though.
No, I'm just telling you, this is how women perceive that. That's what they're looking at. That's what they're seeing that. if I feel like I'm harder than you are, and that's why these dudes are upset, because they're saying, then what does that say about me? Because see, if I go over here to another personality or another ethnicity, that young lady's not looking at me like that. And I'm trying to be real sensitive how I say some of this stuff, because culturally, you could take Steve Urkel and walk down the street, and some cultures look at him as a threat just because of the hue of his skin.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And so because of that, when you look at it from a standpoint of somebody from a different ethnicity, they look at Steve Urkel and say, "Ooh, he's a tough guy."
Yeah.
And so that's why they say, well, that's who I'll date then, because she can appreciate me as a man, where Laura looks at you and said, "Ooh, you soft."
Yeah.
And so that's what he's actually saying. And then he's like, and so when I come to you, you're putting all this stuff on me, all these criteria on me because of what you've gone through and all these other experiences. He's like, that's not fair. And yeah, it may not be fair, but there's certain expectations that people have. Go ahead,
finish your point. I want to cut you off.
It's just certain expectations that people have. And that's why when we talk about, how we raise our men, even when we talk about the whole circus line thing, how we talk about, raising men, we talk about how, women raising men versus men raising men. It's certain things that are just cultural, how we raise our men to go out here. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't, like you talked about it earlier. It's not like you can't be a nerd. It's not like you can't, be a musician. It's not like you can't have these things, but it's like you got to still carry yourself in a certain way, especially if you expect to be received in a certain way. And then on the other side is if you're a young lady and you see him somewhere else, you can't be mad because he chose not to deal with that. Because I remember growing up seeing a bunch of my friends who were darker complected, and that was before the Wesley Snipes Renaissance.
Yeah.
And growing up, the jokes were you black ass,
right, black as this, black as that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so those guys were scarred by that, and they never dated another black girl after that.
Yeah.
I know those guys, some of those guys married white girls, and some of those guys, they always dated white girls because of that. Because for them, it's like, dude, if y'all don't appreciate me, I'll go where I'm appreciated.
And let me jump in there, because that, if I want to, and I'm going to swing back to my thoughts about what they were saying. But for me, real talk, y'all, Wesley Snipes in the black community saved the dark-skinned brother. Because I remember 9th, 10th grade, it was like, you know what? You okay to be dark skinned. You know what, Akintunde? If I like dark skinned boys, I would date you. That's what girls would say to my face. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then my senior year, I think that was whatever year New Jack City came out, 89, 90, and then right behind that it was Jungle Fever. Yeah. And when Wesley Snipes stabbed Christopher Williams in the hand.
Yeah.
The light-skinned brother era came to an end. And it was like on campus, at Savannah State, girls were saying stuff to me that I was like, okay, wow. Like I ain't never heard anybody say that. Yeah, like because it's trendy. So let me talk about trends. So that's maybe back into my thoughts about what you and Jason said. I think it is. We have to realize that, number one, guys today, 70% of young men today, 73% of young men today were raised in a house that was female led. Mm-hmm. So their emotional structure in most cases is going to be different. Right. You and Jason both had, Pastor Tuck and Jason both had the benefit of being raised by their fathers, which gives you a different paradigm. I was raised by my mama, but my mama was hard-nosed. Like hard nose, like, hey, you don't do that. Dry them tears up. But at the same time, she did not discourage my emotions either. So I could talk. We used to talk about a lot of things. I could share things. I felt comfortable sharing that I wasn't gonna be ridiculed, but at the same time, I also know she was like, you can't be soft. That was a big thing about her. I told you the first time Yamacraw Village, dude punched me in the nose, trash can, walked up on the porch, punched me in the nose. I'm 7 years old. I looked back at my mama looking for help. She said, "You better bust his behind. I I mean, you busted behind, I'm gonna bust your behind. I ain't got dog, really. but I had to fight. And then the rule became, if you come home and tell me you got in a fight, and you can get beat up, but don't tell me you quit. And she asked my brother Khalid, well, what happened? He fought him. He didn't really win, but he fought all right. As long as you won, long as you didn't quit. That's a whole different mama mindset than a lot of young men today grew up with. And so I think I want to make sure we give guys space to have emotions.
Yes.
But let me say something about men though. You can't put all that on your woman.
No.
Let me tell you something. There's conversations I'll have with Pastor Tucker Jason that I don't have with Unissa. Because some of the stuff she can't handle my full emotions on all of that. That's just real talk. It's not, my wife is my best friend in the world, but some emotions I need to have worked out before I get in front of her. And even if I don't know, even if I'm stressing, I got to have my wife needs to see me in a certain manner, respond to things. That's not being false or fake, but she need to know that he's solid. And I think, but the game has changed so much today concerning manhood. Let me say something about culture. Culture, I mentioned culture, the dark-skinned brother and all of that. Let me tell you why I mentioned that. The truth of the matter is a lot of young women today, particularly young women in their 20s, what they deem as attractive is thug attractive. What we call edge is really hip-hop culture. So the dude who don't fit into that scenario, who's not that he has a problem sometimes fitting in. And ladies, do not get mad about what I'm about to say to you. Some young African-American men who don't have none of that edge, who have none of that hip-hop flow, that ain't them. They may be the classic nerd dude. Them guys may be comfortable in a different setting with a different type woman, or they may be comfortable in a different culture, a different race. And because you don't want them until you about 45, then you might want it. Because he's like, that joker is consistent. He got a good job. I ain't want him. I ain't want him 20 years ago, but I see the value now. So I know some of y'all ain't like what I'm saying. So we got. I think like there's a lot, but it's the truth though. I think there's a lot of variables going on. So that's what I took away from that conversation that those brothers were having with those ladies. Now, if you look at the whole conversation, a little bit later on. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about that. If Jaleel got something he wants to say, I got to play some promos. But I will say this, that later on, the ladies even shared why this one particular lady who was in that show, who was played in the movie Players Club. She played Ronnie, one of the strippers in the movie Players Club. She shared why she had that edge that she has. See, there's a reason for everything. So I understand Brother Corey's question, and I understand some of the emotions of those guys. Now, you do have to realize that when you do certain things, say certain things, respond to certain things, and when you don't have a daddy will tell you, like Jason said, you talking about diary? Hey, son. Hey, no. You ain't got no journal. You got a journal, son. You ain't got no diary.
And the thing is, we have to understand, even though we joking about it, you Jason and I, we all joking about it. There's a difference from being well-rounded, from being true to your personality, to being soft as a loaf of bread.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because when we talk about being soft, there's something to that.
Yeah.
And as far as men are concerned, that's something we're not accepting. Period.
Right.
And
right.
we taught our daughters not to accept that.
Right. When the man knows better, when the man is teaching. But the problem is a lot of guys don't have that in the house. And sometimes he might have it in the house, and then you might have a mama saying, oh, don't tell him, man. Don't teach him, man. And it's like, that's why fellas, sometimes you got to be willing to tell your wife, hey, let me raise my son. I need you to go in the room.
And even if you didn't have that, it's time for you to go and find somebody to teach you that. You need to make yourself accessible to that. Just like you go on YouTube and find anything else, you need to go get that.
Speaking of YouTube, Speaking of Facebook, you need to make sure you get the My Church channel. Let me tell you something. Log on to lovemychurch.org. You can also go on Roku and you can search My Church channel in the search bar. You can go on Amazon Fire Stick and search My Church channel in the search bar. You can go on to Apple TV and search My Church channel in the search bar and download the brand new My Church channel app. You can watch the Akintunde show, or you can watch the Heart of a Pastor. You can watch Women of Worth. You can watch the My Church Sunday broadcast in full digital excellence on your smart TV at a level I think you may not understand. You definitely need to check it out. So make sure you check it out. The brand new My Church channel that is, you can watch. Some of y'all watching the Akintunde show on it right now. We thank you. But if you have not, make that decision and go ahead and get it. Stay right there, fam. We got to play some promos. We'll be right back. We're talking about Diary of a Mad Black Man. Coming up, Jaleel is talking. We're coming to y'all comments and a whole lot more. This is the Akintunde show.
At My Church, we help people get better by teaching them how the word works. And we want to make sure there is no excuse not to get the word. It's our goal to make all of our ministries accessible on every smartphone, tablet, PC, and television connected to the internet. So whether you're a man who needs some wisdom, a woman who needs some encouragement, or a couple who needs guidance, the My Church channel has just what you need. Simply search for the My Church channel on Roku, Fire Stick, or Apple TV, or visit mychurchchannel.org. You can also download the My Church on the Go app from Apple or Google Play App Store. Constantly on the move? Check out the Word at My Church podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Or simply download the Word at My Church skill on your Alexa-enabled device. But whatever you do, make sure to stay connected. See you soon.
Looking for promotional products and apparel? Look no further than P&B Promotionals. Place your brand and logo on just about anything with P&B Promotionals. Over 800,000 products, caps, travel mugs, drawstring bags, water bottles, stadium cups, umbrellas, tote bags, and t-shirts. P&B Promotionals is a nationally certified advertising company. Log on to pbpromotionals.com and start your order now. pbpromotionals.com.
Imprinting the best for less.
Stop walking in front of the prophet.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to all of our new sponsors that have joined the Akintunde show, that are blessing us and who have allowed us to continue to grow the brand, continue to grow the program. Thank you to all of our new sponsors. We got some major news that'll be coming up in about 2 weeks. Can't talk about it just yet, but in about 2 weeks, we have some major news. Let me stop the music. If you would like to sponsor, share, or be a part of this next move that's about to happen, definitely reach out to us about sponsoring the Akintunde show and the new product that's coming from WF Media Studios. God is faithful, and it's something major that's happening right now. That is no hype. That is no exaggeration. That's not being excited. These are facts. So definitely give us a call at 803-738-6604. That's 803-738-6604. If you would like to sponsor the Akintunde show and be a part of this next move that is happening for us right here at WF Media Studios. Also, we're doing some workshops this summer. We're doing some content creation workshops where we literally will be in a couple of different cities as of now, doing some full workshops. Of course, we have our workshop series here, our training here, where we'll be hiring up to 5 students, 5 young people, I should say, here that will be working here, making a nice little salary. And shout out to SC Works, who's partnered with us to be able to bring this program to pass. And then we're going to hire some of those young people on as full-time employees. So I'm excited about it, sharing, and excited about teaching, and excited about the value that these young people are going to add to what we do right here at WF Media Studios, located in the heart of the 29203. So if you got a young person and they may be interested in media, arts, and entertainment, definitely reach out to us and let us know. We'll be posting. But if you are in another city, I'm going to add 8 more. I'm going to do 8 more workshops over the summer, 2-day workshops. If you are interested and serious about learning the content creation and media, arts, and and distribution and how that can impact, grow, and be utilized as a part of your ministry, please give UNISA a call at 803-738-6604, 803-738-6604. And who knows, you may be able to host a workshop at your church. There is some exciting information, insight, platforms, some exciting opportunities that are there right now. And we need to strike now as the body of Christ. I cannot stress that enough. I'm just flowing right now, but I might go live a little bit later on today because I really want to stretch out and talk about that some more, because you really, really need to understand the value of content creation as the body of Christ, as the church, as believers. All right. So definitely keep in contact with us on that, and keep watching on social media as we go and we grow. All right, y'all, got my Jason Earls happy birthday hair. And this is Jason Earls Jr. Some of y'all like, well, he was bald headed the other day. Why is he not bald headed now? Okay. Listen, Jaleel wanted to add something to the conversation, and then we come into y'all comments. Diary of a Mad Black Man. There's some brothers that are upset, and quite a few I see on YouTube. There's a lot of little angry dudes on YouTube. Let me say that right there. That's condescending when I say little angry dudes. I'm sorry, fellas. Some of y'all are. Jaleel, what you got to say, son? You live. I'm sorry, I had you muted.
Yeah, that's all right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
For the space to speak.
Yep.
I want to try to stay on topic because I know there are some things that were said that kind of got me distracted, but that's why. That is exactly why I wrote down my thoughts, because I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Some things y'all said I ain't quite walking with, but I know that I love y'all and that I respect your opinions anyway.
It's all jokes, Jaleel. It's all jokes, man.
It's all jokes till somebody gets hurt.
I believe it. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that true? Speaking of which, I'm speaking of her as somebody who grew up. Well, not grew up. Somebody who grew up and still is a highly emotionally sensitive person. I have often, and this isn't something my dad taught me. This is something that TV and society and other grown men that I've met taught me in my childhood, growing up into my teenage years, along with how I was treated by other boys around my age growing up. I'm growing up. They do say wrongly. They wrongly in some ways taught me to suppress and repress my feelings. Society, TV, they got it bad because they have this one idea of men. Well, not one. They have this specific idea of manhood that they teach. That they teach through through instruction, behavior, and TV and media. Like all that stuff taught me what I believed a man was supposed to be. So when I'm growing up dealing with my own emotions and whatnot, and my feelings and my high sensitivity, people will mock that. Men, boys, and girls alike, they will mock that, and that hurt me for a time. And there was a particular time within the past 2 to 3, really the past 4 years, where I became very, very, very calloused about women, about how I feel as a man, about my emotions, and about all this other stuff. And I want to read what I wrote down here. I'm gonna skip over some stuff because it's no longer applicable to what we were talking about. But well, actually, no, it is. But I want to say that that brother in the video, and I'm trying to be quick here because I don't want to waste y'all's time. But I know
you good.
No,
that brother in the video reminded me a lot of the moments I had when I was venting with people, particularly and mainly in this case women. I would say to my surprise and boldly that and this isn't anybody's fault. I'm not blaming nobody. I'm not saying anybody was a bad teacher, but I would say that it wasn't so much the men around me that taught me how to better control my emotions, though they definitely gave some tips. But the people who really forced me to really get my emotions in check was the women I was becoming friends with, dealing with them, hearing from them, and then hearing from God in the process, because God deals with me on my anger on the regular. And it was all that stuff that kind of forced me to realize, you are badly wounded about your relationship with women. You're badly wounded about your relationship as a male to those women. And you are badly wounded about how you believe society perceives you as a man. There was a time in the past 2 years where whenever a woman made a criticism towards a male, I would project that immediately onto myself and beat myself up for what I didn't do along with the stuff I did do. And it just became this thing where I was just really hurt. But to get to the point, I appreciate that brother for speaking his emotions, and I understand it's not attractive for a man to do all that. But the truth of the matter is, in my personal growth as a male on this earth, I've learned that the strongest thing you can do is to be emotional and not lose control. And that really goes for male. That goes for male and females, but for men who were poorly taught how to manage their emotions. And I don't really blame nobody. I think that's just how society set us up for failure. I believe that the strongest thing you can do is express the full spectrum of your emotions and not lose yourself in it. And even more so, I do agree, Dad, that you can't come to a woman out of control because they can't handle it, and I've experienced that too. But what I will also say is that when a woman gives you the space to vent, you can trust that she can handle your emotions. And I know for me, I have to be afraid of my anger and my anger, think that, oh, even though it's not directed at you, you may not be able to handle it, but they'll correct me. They'll correct me. And that's what I don't know why. I just find that I'm conveniently surrounded by women who can handle the hurt I have. And I would say that because of my relations with those women, I have become, I think, a much more healthier and emotionally available person. I think we've wrongly feminized some things, but that's a whole other conversation. But I do say that I guess the reason why I'm saying this is because we taught women some things, and I do say some things about emotion that men probably could have afforded themselves too. And I'm sure there'll be some pushback, but I think that's what I mean when I say we feminized some things wrongly, because I feel like we taught women how to do certain things, but we didn't teach men. So men grew up being volatile, transferring all their emotions, their sadness into anger, while women were allowed the space and the training to be, emotionally available in their own way, although some women definitely grew up repressed as well, and that's a whole nother can of worms. But that was a lot. I feel like I got off my point. I wrote down my notes, but that's just some of what I thought.
Yeah, I think you definitely got a lot of,
I want to respond to a lot of that, because Jaleel, you made some very, very valid points, and exactly what you just said is exactly true. First and foremost, like I said, once again, Jaleel, like I said, we like cutting up a lot, like I said, but to be honest, neither one of those guys said anything wrong in the video. Nope. There's nothing wrong with either one of those guys, even how they expressed what they were expressing. The point in that video, they actually were making very valid points. And Don and I talked about this even in pre-production when we were talking about this. The fact that women get mad because guys make different decisions and they don't realize the reasoning behind it. And that's where a lot of this came from, was the fact that a lot of women don't appreciate the diversity in the culture that we have.
Yeah.
And that's the root of the entire issue.
Yeah, that's good.
But the key is understanding this. When you just talked about processing those emotions, one thing is, you're right. A lot of people have not been taught how to properly process their emotions. And because of that, we deal with stuff. We learn to compress stuff. When a little boy starts crying, cut their crying out. We have taught men as a society not to express ourselves, not to do that. And like I said, because of that, we are emotionally stunted. We're emotional for, I know it's lack of a politically correct term, but we're emotional midgets. We're stunted in our growth emotionally. And that's why most of our relationships suffer, because you have a woman who's been taught to express her emotions all the time, but when she gets into a relationship with a man and he doesn't know how to express his emotions, so all he's trying to do is operate at the level that he's always operated, but he doesn't have, the capacity to interact. And that's why we see where they said women are a lot more mature than men. And so that's really what that comes down to, because it's that EQ that's actually where that immaturity is, because they don't know how to handle their emotions. And so they're really still acting out as a kid in a lot of areas.
And so, yeah, that's a very good point that you made there. The thing that your dad was saying, as far as processing the full of your emotions, every person needs to understand this, but especially men. As a man, because of the responsibilities we have, and that's just period, biblical, societal, everything else. We have different levels of responsibilities in relationships,
right?
And because of that, you've got to understand as the person you're going to become in a relationship, as far as the head, the husband, the household, the father, you've got to have somebody that you can talk to, that you don't have to impress, that you don't have to be strong for, that they don't have to see you at your best, that they're not going to be dependent on you. And so that's where accountability partners come in at. And that's what Ak was talking about, where he says, you know, he'll talk to me, he'll talk to Jason, where he wouldn't share certain things with your mom, because it's certain times where your mom is going to need him to be somebody that, if he exposes certain weaknesses, is going to compromise her need for him.
Exactly.
And so that's why, and there's certain people you can't expose that to. Sometimes you can't expose that to your pastor, because you want him to look at you a certain way. You can't expose that to your parents because you want them to look at you a certain way. You have to have somebody in your circle that you can be your full self with, that it's not going to change how they see you. And that's why it's important. Most people don't realize that that's a person that they have to have in their circle. Somebody who's not going to judge you for who you are, who's going to allow you to be that person, and is going to health in a healthy manner, help you process that.
Who also hold you accountable.
Not everybody
too.
can, and keep you accountable, because not everybody knows how to deal with those emotions in a healthy manner. Some people will give you unhealthy advice and take you in a negative direction.
Right.
In those things. But yeah, you're exactly right, because nothing, and we were joking in the comments, people talking about Terry Crews playing the flute, walking barefoot, and nobody gives, and that's exactly right. We just clowning, talking about the dude. But like I said, it's nothing wrong with any of that, but it's the fact that the women that they've been dealing with have been narrow-minded, because they have come into this, like you said, this construct, once again, media, arts, and entertainment. It's all want a roughneck.
Right.
But then when you get a roughneck, you don't want him.
And to that point right there, a lot of the majority, what I mentioned earlier, that 73%, I believe it is, of young men today are growing up without a father in the house. That's the statistic. It is what it is. But remember, that same household is probably a girl in that house, or if it is a girl in the house, she grew up without a father in the house as well. So what happens is you have a lot of adult young women who never saw a man process his emotions up close. She never saw daddy be a little upset today. She never saw daddy be quiet. She never saw daddy sit outside. She never saw daddy. She never saw a healthy argument or an unhealthy argument between daddy and mama. Right. So she doesn't really understand how men are supposed to operate up close, personal, from an emotional standpoint. And then what she sees as an emotion, or what a man's emotional construct is supposed to be, is determined by media, arts, culture, entertainment. And so the dude, the hip hop cat, or the dude on a sitcom, or the dude in the movie, is supposed to be hard nosed, edgy. He says all the right things, or gets upset. And the person who is supposedly sensitive, particularly today in media, is a dude who's effeminate. So the effeminate dude is sensitive. I can cry on his shoulder, but the hard edge dude, I can't be sensitive and real around him. So we got this skewed representation of what manhood is today. And so if you never experienced it, you don't know what that is. So and you'll misread something. But one thing I want to mention that Pastor Tuck said, and I want to jump back over to Jaleel when I come back to the comments. Something key about today about the culture, and how that guy, that young man, may not be able to find his footing because he's different. Ladies, you got to understand something. That super nerd dude, when he do some passport brother type stuff, and everybody calling him, dogging him for that, or he marries somebody that's outside of his race, you really can't dog him. You really can't, because he might have had some limited options. And so and let me tell you something about men, ladies. You got to understand something. I know, and at this point, I'm talking about this from experience. When a man gets hurt in a particular way, he does not allow himself to be hurt in that way again in most cases.
No, if there's a lion outside the front door, he ain't going back outside the front door no more.
He ain't going back outside. If a lioness breaks his
he'll
heart,
if he got to go out, but he ain't going out the front door.
I was hard edged until like Unissa opened me up, and I would say possibly the young lady that I dated before Unissa began to open me up. But before that, I got my heart broken in high school in 11th grade. I was like, never again. I'm about to be the dirtiest Negro that ever walked this planet. I'm about to smash and grab.
Most cats that did it, that's why they did it.
That's why they did it.
Because at some point we didn't start out like this.
Nope. I'm talking about weeks in the bedroom, upset, crying, upset. I can't believe she did that. God dog. And yep. And they came out of that. I was like, once I shook that dust off, it was like, where them hoes at, bro? Where them hoes at? I'm running. That was my perspective. That was my attitude. I was a dude who pull up to the party and pull up, hey man, hey, what it looking like in there, bro? It's thick in there. And you know what that was? That was pain. That was unprocessed pain.
Unprocessed emotion.
Unprocessed pain. Donna, go ahead, and I'm coming to y'all. Comes a lot of comments in there.
We have to understand too, as women too, that there are different types of men's personalities, and they just kind of list them like the alpha male, the beta male, the omega male, the gamma male, the delta male personalities. Right. And I think you have to, as women, we have to know which one that we are dealing with. And because they can bleed over into others. But if you are dealing with an alpha male, he's going to be the self-confident, they're saying enterprising, outgoing, but there's males and you treat them in that respect, in that manner, you'll get that.
Right.
Right. But the I was reading about the eccentric kind of nerdy male, which is the omega male. They do a lot of tech work, building themselves up in their personal lives and in their personal spaces. But they're not going to be out there, stomping around and saying no. And you're going to miss out on a good man if you're looking for that thug thing. You're going to miss out on a good man. And you've been saying that. Throughout the show, throughout this series, that you may miss your blessing and looking for that thug dude.
Right.
Wait a minute, Donna. The omega males, all they do is stomp. And you forgot the most important is the kappa male.
Omega sci-fi.
Let's get this right.
We're not talking about omega
let's get this right now. And you forgot the most important, the kappa male.
But we're talking about personality.
but to that point, even I'm gonna kick it back over to you, Donna. But to that point though, some cats, I know some cats who was one type of dude and then pledged, and all of a sudden
they became somebody else.
I'm like,
they took on a personality,
right? And these are the personalities that they taking over. Yeah, the alpha, beta, omega, gamma, delta personalities, and it's something.
But what if that guy was allowed to be his full self? What if that guy was allowed to be comfortable?
Why can't he be allowed to be his full self? That is the whole thing. Like those guys, what they were talking about, they're putting it out on the table.
Yeah.
But look at this. Those guys may have been, because I'm looking at the definitions, eccentric, kind of nerdy. They're omega males. Yeah. They're not a less than a man because they're, they want to walk on the beach and play the flute. Yeah. They're not less of a man. That's just their personality. Now, they might rise up if something go down. They might rise up, and you'll see part of that alpha come out in them.
Yeah, a lot of them cats are passive aggressive. You're like, whoa.
Exactly. Whoa. But in his normal everyday life, this is what he likes. He likes video games. I'm taking like Jaleel. I'm going there. Like, he likes video games. It makes him feel good. It makes him feel productive to create. A lot of creatives are omegas. Have the omega personality. So we can't miss that on
any of that stuff.
Exactly.
That Jaleel was talking about.
Exactly.
And that's what I want to tell Jaleel.
I love
is that in all of your feelings, I've never seen
Own
Jaleel
them.
not carry himself as a man.
Exactly.
I mean, he's not even somebody I've ever looked at Jaleel and never seen anything soft about him.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
And I think Jaleel can attest to this. I've always encouraged my children to let their personality, to be comfortable in your own skin.
There you go.
And to be comfortable expressing yourself. And all things decently and respectful, but whether you're respecting your peers or respecting a woman or respecting your parents. But you have to be, I think you have to be able to understand who you are, because when you try to be something that you're not, first of all, it doesn't work. Number one, your spirit never will agree with that. No. And most people, when you are faking it like that, most people know, or somebody know. Let me go to your comments, and then I know Tristan has a comment. Kimberly Morgan said, "Women are guilty of that too." Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Leon Campbell said Omega Man in the comments was a strong brother. LOL. Hilarious. Okay, she talking about Pastor Tuck. I knew that was coming. Talking about the Omega. Paul Briggs dropped it in. He said the rage is real. Yeah. Yeah, that's real talk right there. Leon Campbell said, I had a female friend told me men are dogs and all guys are pigs. Wow. I had a female friend told me men are dogs and all guys are pigs. I asked her, what does that make me? She said, you're just Leon. Oh, wow. That was the moment I knew I was in the friend zone and a whole new species in her mind. That is hilarious. Wow. The question becomes is, Leon, did you want to be in the friend zone? That's and again, let me just say this right here. Ladies, I just need to say this to y'all.
I said nope.
I was going to say that before he even said it. He was like, nope.
Ladies, when you go after certain type dudes, or you allow yourself to only be attracted to certain type dudes, you sometimes get certain type responses.
Ooh, you're going to get their personality.
And that's true.
Certain outcomes. So you think, girl, I like him. He's sexy. Like he always want to fight. And he a dog. That same Negro will go upside your head.
Exactly.
Bust your eardrum. So it's like, hey, it's like when you want certain type of thing, what you think is cute, you get certain things. And let me tell you, I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. What you think is cute at 25, you probably won't think is the same cute at 45. You get the same dude at 25. I know cats. I've seen cats. I'm like, dude, you doing the same stuff that we was in high school. That's not cute, attractive, or sexy. It was acceptable back then because you ain't had no responsibility. Now you got kids. Right. You still doing this thug stuff. And then your girlfriend or your wife remarries a dude who the total opposite of you. You don't understand why? Because she grew out of that nonsense.
Right.
But guess what? She got a lot of baggage from dealing with that nonsense. She may have baggage from you. She might have kids. She might have some hurt, some pain, some things she got to unlearn to deal with this guy. See, it's this thing is nuanced, it's multi-layered. So I get. Let me read some more comments. I'm gonna switch over to Facebook too and catch some of those comments as well. Mocha Tosses said, "Don't want a roughneck either. Neither a circus lion." She said, Mocha said, valid points, Pastor Tuck. Jermaine said, well said, Jaleel. What's up, Jermaine? Marvin Jones in the building. What's up, Marvin? He said, awesome, Jaleel. Leon Campbell said, good points. Leon Campbell said, that's so true. I didn't have a father in the house and learned the wrong way of thinking. Wow. Wow. Thank you for that transparency, Leon. Mocha Tosser said, did you just say little angry dudes? I did, Mocha. I did. And when I said I tried to back out the driveway, but I already said it. That's a little thing about manhood is, fellas. Gotta think some things. You think something in your head, you gotta think, should I say that? Because once you let it out,
it's gone.
It's gone.
You can't get it back.
You can't get it back. You might you can apologize. You might try to make amends, but you already said it. Go ahead, Pastor.
Well, it was that show I always talk about, Married at First Sight. There's a guy on there. And it's one of the couples, and this guy, he's probably one of these type of guys. He's more the sensitive type. Mm-hmm. But the one thing that I find about him, I think is probably the least desirable thing in this relationship, because the girl he's with, she's very attentive, very sensitive, but he keeps talking about how she's not meeting his needs. He seems like he feel like he's not supported. And of course, we don't get to see everything that goes on camera. But it's like, dude, it seems like to me he's very needy. He's real whiny, and that's a trait that women are not going, especially black women, are not going to keep receiving that.
Yeah.
And that's something where when you talk, Jaleel, talk about being fully expressive of your feelings and stuff, you got to be careful that you don't get to that point where you become the whiny dude.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah,
that's not manly.
A lot of women will let you know. Some women won't. Some women just back off, or they'll talk to their girlfriends about you. And so and again, you gotta, as a woman, you simply gotta know what you need, know what you want, what you prefer, and then understand how to respond to whatever you get or not get. Jaleel, then Tristan, go ahead. The mic is hot.
This is the last thing I just say this. I do understand what you were saying about whiny dudes. I say this and I say this and I say this. I'm not real big on, calling dudes, soft or whiny or weak and like that. That's not in my vocabulary. I got my reasons for that, and I won't get into them here. And I don't mind if y'all say, I just know for me that's not in my vocabulary. But I know for me, if there was a time where I was, complaining about stuff that I felt that I wasn't getting, that I needed, it was for a valid reason. But what helped me kind of snap out of it was acknowledging that it was coming from a place of hurt and anger and just generally just a sense of like, I don't even know what the word is. But it was almost like for a time I felt that I was just discontent, but also angry that women could ask for things, but I couldn't. And I think what helped me get over that was just kind of acknowledging that, well, be that as it may, if I work on myself and do my best to become a healthy individual, and when it comes time for that kind of relationship, when it comes time for that, if I do my part and do it, decently, you do it well or whatever, then I would like to imagine that, that will come naturally as opposed to me demanding it. I think for me, and with a lot of things, if I'm not demanding it and it comes naturally, I feel better as a person. That's just me. If I'm not demanding it, or I feel better because I know that for me, if I'm demanding it, it's from a place of anger. So yeah.
I just want to ask Jaleel, I would just jump in just for really quickly.
Yeah, sure.
But who said that you can't ask for it? Where did you pick that up, that women are allowed to ask for what they want, but men, as a man, you feel like you can't or were not allowed to ask for what you need? Where do you think that came along in your development?
Something, it's not something anybody explicitly told me. I think it's just that I became angry and I think in some ways jealous of how women were taught certain things. Societal. Even within my own home, I just kind of like, and I'm not blaming nobody, I'm just saying like naturally I saw these things, I was like, wait, why do they get to do that, but I can't? And I guess I just assumed for a time that that's all that was, that this is all we could be and that's all they could be. But then of course I learned differently through my own mistakes and failures.
And real quick, I'll speak to that on some level. I know for me, there was a level of space that my daughters had that my sons didn't necessarily have in the way of emotions. And, some of that is, it is societal. Some of that is, I understand what the requirements are of manhood. And, but at the same time, that's never with me. You have the space to be real with me as long as you always respectful. But you definitely have, I've always encouraged you all, as you well know, to share your emotions. But my daughters had more space. Because the truth of the matter is, there are double standards in this earth. Yeah, men, there are double standards for men, and there are double standards for women. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. It just is what it is. So it's like the singing in Boys in the Hood when Trey was punching the air. Some girls was like, oh, that's so cute. Oh, I understand. And then of course, what happened after that? Then here comes Tony. It's all I ask of you. And then it went someplace else. But my point of saying that is, guess what? You can't do that every day. You can't come home and punch the air every single day. You can't. That needs to be a rare occasion in your relationship. That's why you need a pastor. That's why you need a father. That's why you need therapy. That's why you need some homeboys who you trusted homeboys. That's why you need safe spaces to be truthful, because the person next to you every day can't always deal with your emotions and everything on a consistent basis. We are, it's 11:50. We are almost out of time. I still got to read some promos, and I want to get some of these comments in very quickly. Danielle Lake said, "Well expressed, Jaleel." Amen. Michelle Hall said, "Yes, I will call her." She's talking about the sponsorships or the workshop, one of the two. Damon Cherry said, "Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me." Hilarious. Hilarious. Such is life, though.
That's
Such
right.
is life.
That is.
They better get off. You supposed to be getting married in a month.
There it is. Yeah. But you know, I sometimes guys, sometimes men, sometimes women, sometimes y'all. I'm gonna stop music when I say this right here. Sometimes you just gotta wait it out. Sometimes you just gotta wait it out.
It ain't ripe yet.
It ain't your season. But also, Pastor Tuck, sometimes the women you want ain't ready for you yet, because they don't know that they need you yet. A lot of times, women in their 20s, they chasing after thug dudes. A lot of times, women in their 30s, they want pretty dudes and status. And then when you get in your 40s, I'm telling you, 40s is a wake up call. You like, hey, I done had all that. Or that right there. Look at I'm looking for a good man. Okay, yes. And guess what? He may have a different package.
That's why it's good to be a pretty dependable thug like me. You an all weather dude.
Hilarious. Marvin Jones says Scott Leo Berry, Tay Diggs was talked about because he chose the arts in high school and not sports. All right, that's interesting. It was considered
if you look at his woman choice,
when men, it was considered soft when men chose the arts and not what was considered the norm sports. So Tay Diggs' name is Scott Leo Berry. His name not Tay Diggs. I didn't know. I thought that was his real name. Brother Victor E. Johnson, what's going on, sir? Said women are receivers, men are givers. Whatever you want to receive, you have to be willing to give. If a farmer wants product, he has to plant. There you go, Brother Victor. Yeah. There you go, sir. Is that Pastor Victor? Yes. What's going on, sir? Shout out to Pastor Victor. Thank you for buying. Pastor Victor brought 4 tickets to First Sunday. He sold 4 tickets in the First Sundays, and again, we was out of seats. We ran out of seats on this past First Sunday. So thank you to all of the support, Pastor Victor. Thank you, sir. Had a great time with him on last week as hosting the Faith on the Friday. Yes, sir. Faith on the Friday last week. Man, we got to get up out of. We got another room coming up here on Clubhouse, but before we go, I got one more new advertiser that I have to shout out. I saw we had some spam in there, and the Oxshow family was blocking the spam.
Go spam blockers.
On duty. Brother Leon on duty.
Security.
Spam blockers. Yes.
Listen, y'all, got a new sponsor, the Gold Standard Group. Want a better way to make your money grow that's potentially better than any 401k or CD? Consider the Gold Standard Group. Banking on the blockchain. Learn more about blockchain banking by reaching out to legacy wealth builder and asset acquisition specialist, billionaire Keisha Walker. With so many banks failing and changes in the marketplace, now is the time to get more information. Text control to 803-312-2873. Text control to 803-312-2873. Keisha Walker and the Gold Standard Group, one of our newest sponsors right here on the Akintunde Show, and a sponsor of the WF Media Studios, and a faithful attendee and supporter of First Sundays. Keisha was right up front in the VIP section. Her and Brother George and her husband, Brother George, my friend, and Brother Darrell, one of my brothers, MOD, Men of Direction. Speaking of which, our Men of Direction men's conference is coming up in Columbia, South Carolina, Right Direction Church International. That is June 8th through the 10th. That is the Right Direction MOD Men of Direction Conference. And if you want to get more information about that, log on to rightdirection.info and get more details, whether you want to be a sponsor, register, attend the conference, or attend the men's breakfast. We got to get up out of here. Do we have time for the Kingdom Business shout out?
Donna is the Kingdom Business shout out.
Donna is?
It's Mother's Day.
We gonna play this for Donna. We gonna play this for Donna.
Yes.
Donna song for Mother's Day.
Cricket letter.
We just gonna let it play. I ain't gonna even talk over it.
Yes. Cricket letter.
Especially for Donna.
Yes. That's it. Cricket letter. Cricket letter. Daily yes.
So we played
handle it.
We played the whole Kingdom Business verse for Donna.
Yes.
Mother's Day.
Cricket letter.
For Mother's Day. Tristan had something he wanted to add. Good sir. You got about 60 seconds, Tristan. We're almost out of time, but come on, sir. What you got? Tristan is one of our producers in the booth, production assistants. He ain't graduated up to producer yet. He is a production assistant. He's working on it. He's in there with Jaleel at full time now. Tristan, go ahead, son.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay.
Get up on that mic. Choke up on that mic, son.
What I was gonna say is I was never. I was always taught to suppress my feelings, and I found later in life that actually hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
I would often break down in stressful times and just sit there and cry. I'm like, what's going on? It wasn't stressful to me. I wasn't involved.
Mm-hmm.
So suppressing feelings can actually make them later come out when they're not supposed to.
Right.
And I've learned that even when I'm depressed and I'm supposed to be crying, I can't.
Wow.
Because it just won't happen because I've suppressed them too much. And I think often that's why the death rates for men for offering themselves is so high. Because they're not allowed to express their feelings and their emotions. It's wrong in society for them to do that.
Wow.
So unfortunately, they just think that's the only way for them to express their feelings is anger, violence,
or death,
or some unhealthy outlet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, that's deep.
Well said,
good stuff.
Tristan. You were very well mature past your age, son, and I know you know this, but I'll say this just for anybody else who's out there, and even for you to hear. You know, there's never a good reason to off yourself. There's always a brighter day, and in Christ Jesus, the Holy Spirit is the best way to heal depression. And to really tap into who God is and who Christ called us to be. And I thank you for feeling comfortable to share that with us, because you could have released somebody else. Both you and Jaleel could have released somebody else who may be dealing with some thoughts or feelings that they feel they can't share, but you actually can. And everybody out there, all the brothers out there, man, no matter what category, no matter what type of dude you are, no matter what you do or don't do, find you a safe space to be you. And learn what part of you need to change and work on, and what part of you need to be comfortable with and be bold about, because that's who you are. All right.
Go to the Ox Show after show today.
Yeah.
It's in the chat.
I had a great
Paul
time.
Briggs.
I popped in there on Tuesday, and I can't pop in today because I got some immediate business after the show, but. My God, we had a ball with y'all today. I think this was a good conversation, and we are totally out of time. But when I tell you, Y'all bless us, and I pray the conversation bless y'all. The information and even the cutting up. All right, we love y'all, family. We got to go. We are out of time. It's 11:59.
Yes.
Right here on KB and the Kingdom Business Network, on Clubhouse, on my church, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Hey, family. Until next week, we're gonna see y'all when we see y'all. We'll be off next week, y'all. We'll be off. We'll be back the following week. All right. This is the Akintunde Show.
Happy
Peace.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Peace.
Happy Mother's Day.